Earlier this week, a few days ago, out of the blue, something that nobody asked for, absolutely nobody. The Trump administration released the MLK Files. Yes, you heard me correctly. The Trump administration released the MLK Files. This distraction, let's call it what it is. This distraction, 6,000 pages, details, just about everything. What I'll do, let me got a couple of videos that I'll play for you that talks about some of the things that were included in the files. I think one of the main things that has been getting a lot of traction is the project or the protest that was being planned. So I found a video where somebody talks about it, and when I tell you, let's just play the video.
All right, so I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but because Trump is upset about the Epstein files leaking, he has released the MLK files. And something I think you might want to see in here is, according to these files, Dr. King was planning the Washington Spring Project in the spring of 1968, where he was going to be demanding that Congress enacted $20 billion per year. That's $185 billion a year in 2025 in anti-poverty programs for the next 10 years. So that would have been $200 billion, close to $2 trillion in what would have been reparations in 1968. He planned a massive protest nationwide. They were going to shut down major cities. It was going to bring together the anti-war movement, the culmination of the civil rights movement. And he was shot and killed in 1968. Getting the idea that the $20 billion a year in reparations might have had a bigger part in the story than what they told you in grade school.
Get into it. Let's think about that. If that protest would have came into fruition, can y'all imagine what the country would have been like now? But I'm not a conspiracy theorist, maybe a little bit. But now it makes it seem like, okay, maybe the government did have something to do with that. There was one part that I read that stated something that the government was involved and they use, what was his name? Mama help me. Is it James Earl Ray? Please forgive me for not knowing his name, y'all. But he was set up to take the fall for everything. Okay. To me, it's a lot, but also know that the MLK family also released a statement regarding this. Basically, don't be distracted and take everything you read, emotionally and take it into account, because let's be honest, Hoover, the FBI, and everybody else was against him. So everything that's going to be listed in everything that's listed in those files, could put MLK, the family, and everybody in a negative light. So I think that's one of the reasons why we didn't care about the files being released. Again, who asked for that? You know what files we want. Everybody knows what files we want. But anywho, before we get back to that, Al Sharpton was on MSNBC the other day, and they were talking about this as well, too. So let's take a look at this clip as well.
100,000 pages of documents related to the assassination and FBI surveillance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Those were declassified and released to the public yesterday. The documents had been under seal by a court since 1977, when they were first handed over to the National Archives and Records Administration. The King family was opposed to the public release of the records. They were given advanced access to the documents, but in a lengthy statement, asked anyone from the public also combing through the files to, quote, do so with empathy, restraint, and respect for the family's continuing grief. Bernice King, the daughter of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., posted this picture on social media with the caption that simply reads, "Now do the Epstein files. And Reverend Sharpton, they're flat out saying what a lot of us are suspecting here. This is simply an attempt to change the conversation from the Epstein matter, but also other things that are really dragging down the president's approval ratings.
No, this is clearly a distraction. The fact of the matter is, they say you're going to release over 200,000 pages, goes possibly beyond the assassination. And the concern the family has had, and I work closely with Martin III, is that there was a lot in that file, possibly by J. Edgar Hoover and others, who clearly were anti-Dr. King,
Yes.
had a bias. It has been well documented that J. Edgar Hoover and others had put out stories that were false about Dr. King. If these are now put out in the documents as truth, because people decades later do not understand what J. Edgar Hoover's FBI was like, what it was trying to do to the civil rights movement and Dr. King, you could smear a man in your attempt to just distract us from what's going on today. So let me get this right. You can bring files out that's been under seal since '77 that were not even supposed to be released now until a couple of years from now, but you can't bring out files on Epstein. I mean, does he think the American public is that stupid? So you go after so-called Native Americans, you're saying they're not Native Americans. You go after Obama, you go after King, so you throw all the race stuff and then the other stuff, anything that to try to distract. And I think that the King family was right to try to protect the name of the Dr. King, particularly if these are using some of Hoover's lies. But at the same time, I think Bernice King is right saying, what about the Epstein files? Don't try to smear my father. Let's deal with today's agenda.
Everybody's saying the same thing, man. When I say the same thing, everybody's saying the same thing. He released these files. Then something else happened that I'm sure we're going to talk about on Saturday, on Like It or Not, about saying that there was no collusion with Russia or whatever it is. Distractions. That's all it is. Distractions. And like I said, everybody knows it. This video even shows it. This is what I want people to understand and realize and see. And this is what we still asking.
And welcome back. A lot of you all have said, Rashonda, you're not a multi-person umbrella, but you stay keeping us covered. And to that I say, thank you. Today we're here to discuss something that has a lot of you all confused, but I'm here to help. It's really very simple. Let's check the board. Oh yes, this is the United States of distractions, okay? People have been calling for a certain type of files, right? Right. You are releasing MLK files like it's a mixtape. That's not what they're asking for. You all already know that no matter what's in these files, nothing is going to happen, okay? Because nobody has a backbone anymore, and this place is going to hell.
Hello.
All right? However, you are now calling for the Washington Commanders to change their name back. That's not what they asked for. They're asking for the files. You want to show us your thick-ass ankles and your big veins? That's not what people care about. What's in the file? Because you said there was your line. That's what you ran on. That's what you said. We draw the line at harming children. Lies. Because you're already cutting SNAP and Medicaid. Okay? You have made ICE the largest paid law enforcement in the country.
Hello?
Meanwhile, 2 teachers married can't even afford a house. You are gutting the Department of Education. PBS, NPR, Planned Parenthood, all defunded. Distraction. You got a concentration camp in Florida. You're gerrymandering over in Texas. Meanwhile, you want us to know what's happening with your hand. Nobody cares. Does it end in death? No. You're passing everything but away. Nobody cares. Release the files.
She said you passing everything but away. Jesus. Release the damn files. That's it. That's all. All these distractions, man, is the distraction. Every day is the distraction coming out. Y'all know what the next one gonna be, right? Because we're running out of stuff dealing with people. The next thing gonna be the lizard people. After the lizard people don't work, it's gonna be the aliens. After the aliens gonna work, it's gonna be there's another technology. It's gonna be Atlantis was discovered. Watch y'all. There's more distractions gonna be coming. They tried the alien thing last time, and it was like, okay, wait, what's this in Miami? All these aliens running around. It went away. I guarantee it. Remember this: 1:34 p.m. Eastern Time on July 24th. The next thing that comes out, we have been visited by aliens. Anyway, have one more thing on the MLK Files. Somebody wrote a wonderful song that I felt was like, okay, yeah, I feel it. Let's take a look.
It's supercalifragilistic, racist, sexist, Nazi, POTUS. Even though the shit he does is really quite atrocious, somehow lots of people in this country fail to notice that he is a fascist, racist, sexist, Nazi, POTUS. Hum-ding-a-digger on Epstein's Isle, hum-ding-a-digger on Epstein's Isle, hum-ding-a-digger on Epstein's Isle. Hey, where are the Epstein files?
Yeah, man. When I tell y'all, don't be distracted. Keep fighting the good fight.